Welcome to the NRL previews for round 7 of the 2024 season. I'm Renee Gartner and this is Josh Mansour, and we're unpacking all the games this week. And now we head to our second of our Telstra Country footy games for this round. Atlanta's in Bathurst on Saturday as the Panthers host the Wests Tigers. You played a fair few games out in Bathurst.
Yes, I did.
It is going to be a big game, and big news out of camp this week as well too. James Fisher-Harris has been granted a release from the last 2 years of his contract at the Penrith Panthers. He's also announced that he has signed for 4 years at the Warriors. So we'll talk a little bit more about the impact that's going to have in the game and finishing that season. But let's have a look at it at the moment. Cleary's been rested for a week again as well too. They're saying the hamstring's not quite there, but they do get Scott Sorensen back as well. This time last year, you said you'd shave your head. Yeah, the Wests Tigers.
I knew this was coming.
Beaten. So can the Wests Tigers do this again? Because this is one of the biggest upsets of the season last year, and are you prepared to put the hair on the line?
Well, I'm not prepared to put it because the hair is thinning as it is. So let's not put any bets out there, but it is going to be a big game. Battle of the Cats. Obviously, the Tigers got the Chockies last year in Bathurst. Like you said, it was awful conditions in the rain. So it can go either way. If it's going to be the same conditions as well, I think the Tigers will definitely relish with that challenge. But again, the Panthers aren't going to take the Tigers lightly this time around. Obviously, the different Tigers outfit as well. Scott Sorensen back into the side is a massive workhorse for the Panthers. And again, with the news as well, with James Fisher-Harris being in his final year, I'm sure the boys got something to play for now. And
then talk to me again, if we are looking at those wet weather conditions that we have seen in the past, what are we going to see in a difference in how Panthers play this game? Shorter
passes. Again, it's going to be more of a power forward game. Definitely going to be relying on those forwards, getting up the field, outside backs, taking those early carries. You're going to see a lot less shifts, unfortunately, but it's still going to be a tough footy game. You know, with these conditions, I know Panthers love forcing and suffocating teams, so it's going to be a big task for the Tigers to come out and put their best foot forward. Well, especially off the back of their last week's performance as well too. Benji Marshall has said it was one of the worst performances for the Wests Tigers. He was really critical. He said they bumbled around, they looked for soft wins, but they are still learning. They are still a really young team, and they get another youngster back as well too in Lachlan Galvin. He comes straight back into the side, big boost. 2 key forwards return in John Bateman and Samuel Afainu. Benji said that's really where they lacked depth in the props last week. Yeah, I agree. I definitely agree. I feel like Bateman was a massive loss from last week, and I feel like the occasion was too big for him. I feel like it got to him a little bit. The Dragons, they went there with a bit of a hoodoo playing out in Campbelltown, and it was a sold-out crowd. The first game at Campbelltown for the Tigers, and they just didn't live up to the occasion, unfortunately. I tipped the Tigers last week. I actually thought they were going to be quite impressive, but again, they just didn't put in the performance that everyone thought they would. But again, Benji I thought was pretty critical, but I think it was fair in what he said last week. But this week, they're coming up against the Panthers. They can't afford to play the way they did last week, and if they do play the way they did last week, it'll be a quicker score. If they're going to lift, it's going to be against a team like the Panthers because they want to bring out the best of them. Yeah, I agree. And they also got an old familiar face in Brent Naden back in the side as well, coming up against his old side. So yeah, Brent hasn't played much first-grade footy lately, but again, another fresh face for the Tigers. Jeez, he's going to be putting some blood through those legs. I know one thing, he'll be definitely targeted. So be wary. All right, who are you picking for this one? You're sticking with the Panthers? Stick with the Panthers, but there will be no bets on this one. No chance. Okay. No chance. All right, thanks so much, Josh. Unmissable matchups taking place all weekend. If you want to head out to this game in Bathurst, head to nrl.com/tickets. If you can't get to the game, though, remember to watch it on Foxtel, Sky New Zealand or Kayo. Kickoff is at 3 p.m.